Hey guys and girls, my name is Alan and welcome to today's gameplay commentary. So this is a follow-on video from a commentary that I did last week, or was it earlier in the week? I can't remember when I posted it. But basically in that first video I showed the damages from Biotic Explosions before patch 1.06. Now if you haven't heard or if you've been away for a while, patch 1.06 has come out for Mass Effect Andromeda, and it changes a couple of things in single player, but a lot of stuff has been altered in multiplayer, which is good. Full breakdown of those patch notes and my thoughts and opinions on the changes is on a conversion. The video I'll link in the description, I'll also link it on the screen now. And basically they changed a lot of stuff and they made a lot more stuff more powerful, but I think some of it was because of bugs and stuff, so they fixed those. I mean it's 2 months after the game came out, so it's a long time coming, and I imagine a lot of people moved on since that point. But if you have been away, patch 1.06 did change the game for the better. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, it's getting there, but it's not quite perfect. It's still a ways off being perfect if it ever gets to that point. But it has made the game a bit more enjoyable, and so that's why I've been playing it a bit more recently. And today's gameplay is recorded post 1.06. It's actually, to be quite accurate, 1.07. That leads me, I suppose, onto the story that I'll start off with today, and that is there is a patch out for the game. 1.07 hasn't really changed much in terms of the gameplay that they've officially announced, but there's been a bit of drama in the past 24 hours or so, and that is because of the supposed change to, well, not supposed, definite, there's been a change to the way that packs drop ultra rare items from the store. Now I did release a video yesterday doing a pack opening, again recorded on the same day as this footage, which is the day that patch 1.07 dropped. And basically, the thing that I was going to talk about yesterday, Bioware completely screwed my topic over, but they also screwed me over because I had a load of credits to spend. Let's just start from the beginning. So there was a feature in the store called the pity timer or the pity countdown or something. And basically, if you bought 10 expert packs from the store and you didn't get a single ultra rare drop on the 10th pack, or was it the 11th, you were guaranteed to get at least one. So this would reset every time you got an ultra rare item. So let's say you bought a pack, you got ultra rare, obviously the timer starts from then, so it'd be 1, 2, 3 and so on and so forth, and then by the time you get to 10, if you hadn't got one, you'd get one guaranteed. So effectively you could guarantee an ultra rare item at least once every 500,000 pounds once every 500,000 points, well, credits spent in the store. And so I mean, yeah, some might argue that 500,000 per ultra rare is still not that cheap, but if you compare to some of the rates that we saw in ME3, for example, I remember spending millions and getting, what, 2 or 3, so 500,000 for one guaranteed was, you know, it's okay. I mean, it's not a particularly, you know, good value for money, given how much money you earn per match, well, credits per match, but it was nice to be guaranteed at least one item. Now, the reason why I'm annoyed and very sad is because I was stockpiling credits to A, record that video to show you guys and girls that the feature existed, but also B, to, you know, to take advantage of the 10 pack system or pity time or whatever and get my, you know, half a dozen ultra rares, because I did save up 3 million credits. And it just so happens that the day after I decided to record this video, well, no wait, the day that I decided to record the video, this patch drops, and I install the patch, and then I find out it's broke, it doesn't work anymore. And as far as I know, Bioware took it out intentionally. That's the information that we're assuming at the moment, and from what they've said. So it's not even a bug that they've introduced with the patch, which could have been feasible if we're all honest. It could have been possible, but no, it's a feature they've decided to take out of the game. So if you now buy 10 packs expert and you don't get ultra rare item, who knows when your next ultra item is going to be, because there's no guarantees anymore as far as expert packs are concerned. Word has it that premium packs haven't been altered whatsoever, and they may have some sort of pity timer incorporated as well. So it could be that the feature was never meant to occur for expert packs. Maybe it was meant to occur only for premium packs. I don't know. This is where they could clarify the situation a bit more. But the thing that also annoys me, as well as obviously, well, the thing that gets me the most is that people who grinded this game at the start, you know, managed to take advantage of this feature, and I don't begrudge them for doing that, because if you manage to play this game non-stop since launch, even before patch 1.06 came out, then, you know, fair enough, you deserve, you know, whatever rewards you get. But it's unfair now for the people who, I've been playing since the start, but I never enjoyed it that much to grind it every day. I mean, I took periodic breaks because I couldn't stomach some of the crap that was going on, and I wasn't having a lot of fun. So why play if you're not gonna have a lot of fun? I've been playing since day one. I pre-ordered this game. This is my quota for the year. Well, I don't know. Destiny review yesterday was pretty interesting, so who knows? But anyway, that's the topic for another day. So I feel it's a bit unfair to remove it now when some people have already taken advantage of this. And as I said, I don't begrudge them for doing that. That's, you know, they put in the time, they put in the effort to play at the start when the game wasn't very good, wasn't very fun, and they managed to get something from it, which is fine. But I just feel that to take it out now when it's been in there for nearly 3 months. Well, okay, 2 months. It's been there for 2 months, and now you decide to pull it. It's, I don't know, like 1.06. It reignited some of the fun and the passion I had for the game, and then this is sort of like a kick in the balls. And it's like, well, you know, we've done this good, but now we decide to take it away. So I mean, people genuinely thought it was a built-in feature to help the player. And as I said, 500,000 for one ultra rare is not, you know, it's not exactly great value for money, but it was, you know, it's better than nothing, and it was okay. But now they've taken it out, and yeah, it's just, I'm not happy at all, to be honest. I'm salty, obviously, because I had a lot of credit saved up to buy ultra items, but I don't know. I just think it's unfair that people had this at the start and now they're taking it away, and it's changing the you know, moving the goals around a bit, and it's a little bit annoying. Now we'll crunch some numbers in a minute for you to see what I'm talking about, but before we get into all of that, I'm going to return to the topic that I was going to talk about today, and that is power combos changing in terms of after 1.06. So as you can see, my Biotic Explosions actually do a fair bit of damage now, and I've tried as best as I can to replicate the exact same setup that I had in the original video. The only difference is I don't think I'm a host. I can't remember if I was hosting in that game or not, but I'm not hosting in this game. But I'm using the same equipment item, so I'm using Juggernaut Shield, I'm using level 1 booster for Biotic damage, and I'm using level 1 booster for my SMG, which I guess doesn't really make too much of a difference, but I just thought I'd replicate everything as best as I could. And I haven't changed the powers at all. It's the same setup that I used in that initial video. I haven't respected this character. Once I've leveled up to level 20, I haven't respected it yet. But I might actually change going forward to experiment with Lance, because I think Lance does do a bit more damage when it comes to Biotic Explosions. But with Throw, it's a lot quicker, so it's a trade-off. It's one of the characters where I'd kind of love to max out all the trees, but it's just not possible. So it's a bit of a compromise going on. But I'll figure it out, and I'll come back if I decide to change my class. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, Biotic Explosions do a lot more damage now. I can take out, you know, the basic level troops and the dogs in pretty much one hit, which you couldn't do before. They'd have about half their health life left on gold, but that's really good now that they die in one hit. And on silver, you could almost take out the next, you know, like the lieutenant sort of thing. Not quite, but you can do a lot more damage. And so it just feels more fun now. Stuff is dying in a bit more of a reasonable time, whereas prior to this point, enemies would just get back up, and it's just over and over and over again, and they would survive sometimes even 2 or 3 explosions. And we're talking like just the mid-tier enemies, not necessarily the boss level enemies. So it's a lot more satisfying to get these explosions, and they do a lot more damage. And as you can see, I'm having a lot more fun doing it. And you know, I've got a teammate in there. This is all like pubs, by the way. I don't know any of these people, but one guy's using the Vanguard, and he's getting explosions off my Annihilation Field. And you know, it's just, this is how it's meant to be. It's meant to flow a bit quicker, and meant to, you know, be a bit more effective when you use them. I don't know if you've noticed, but I do lose my shields quite a lot in this, and that's because one of the changes that came with 1.06 was that they nerfed the shield on the Asari Adept, as well as a couple of other characters as well, but I forget because I don't use them. Basically, so she's a little bit more squishy now, but you'll also see that my shield sometimes recuperates straight away, and that's because of one of the passives, and it's called Saving Barrier, and it's branch, I think it's the final tree, and it's the final branch, and it's called Saving Barrier. And basically they also nerfed that as well. It used to be that you get full shields every 10 seconds if your health was below a certain level, but now it's full shields every 15 seconds when your health below a certain level. So very useful, as you've seen in this match. It saved me from going down a couple of times, but it does make this character a bit more squishy now because of those changes. However, if you play it smart, if you play it effectively, and you know, you try and use cover appropriately, you can do a lot of damage and stay alive at the same time. So as you can see, I sort of hug corners and sort of get enemies as they're coming around the side, sort of thing. So as long as you don't rush them head on, which it's not a good way to approach this game, as you can probably tell from some of the footage you've seen so far. But if you sort of play it clever, you know, use cover, that sort of thing, then you can actually do a lot of damage to enemies. And one of the trees I've chosen for my Annihilation Field is, well, I'm using Radius, which I believe is a must because they nerfed the Radius as well. But the other field, I think it's called Draining Field or something, and when you kill an enemy and they're within the Annihilation field, you get some shields restored. I think you just saw an example of it there. So it's really useful. I do like my build. I do show it at the end of the game, so if you want to try it out for yourself, you can do so. But as I said, I'm probably going to tinker with it a bit and maybe even swap out to Lance, because Lance does do a bit more damage when it comes to Biotic Explosions. But I'm pretty happy so far with what I've got. Bearing in mind that I'm not using the Biotic Amp equipment, which gives you plus 30% damage to Biotic abilities. Not explosions, just abilities. So I probably would do even more, well, obviously I would do more damage with it equipped, and I could be using higher level equipment as well, but I don't know if I've said about this before, but my views on equipment on that, well, equipment and boosters, is that it should help the game flow easier, not be the reason why you succeed or fail, or, you know, have fun or not have fun, which is the case that they tried to argue before patch 1.06, which was a load of bullshit because obviously they changed a lot of it anyway. So yeah, boosters should help make the game go easier and flow quicker, but not necessarily be the reason why games are fun and why, you know, they're enjoyable and stuff works properly. That shouldn't be why they're there, in my opinion anyway. Otherwise they should be free, not, you know, paid for, and then random at that as well. Not only do you buy a pack, but you might not necessarily get the stuff that you want from the pack. So there's all sorts of reasons why it's a bad idea to have boosters be, you know, the reason why a game works. Anyway, that's again a topic for another day. So yeah, I mean, going forwards, I have been playing a lot more power-based classes, and next video I promise will be something completely different. It won't be Biotics in it. Well, actually, I don't know, because I did unlock the human kineticist, and she's fun. I do like her. The thing that really annoys me though, and this, I guess this comes back to the store and the whole ultra rare drop, is that characters have points locked behind cards now, and especially for ultra rare characters, not only do you have to unlock them first, but even if you get them to level 20, because a certain amount of points are locked behind cards, you still can't really take advantage of the character fully, because basically a whole branch of that character is going to be a power branch, or, you know, passive branch, whatever, is completely missing because, well, yeah, I guess it depends how you spec it, but you can max out 6 of them, and then there'll be, wait, no, you can max out 3 of them to 6, but then you'll have 2 branches with nothing in them if you choose to play it like that, which is really bad, I think. The way it worked in ME3 was, once you unlocked an ultra rare character, it would just level up like any other character and you can max it out, no problem whatsoever. But in MEA, you need to first unlock the character and then unlock 9 more ranks to get all the skill points for that character. So to enjoy it fully and to max her out, or, you know, any of the other ultra rare characters, you need to unlock them 10 times altogether. And they're ultra rare, so it's not going to be easy to do, right? And to give some sort of context, I've been playing this game now for about 80 hours or something like that. I've unlocked 2 ultra rares in 80 hours of gameplay. And yeah, okay, I haven't been grinding gold every single match, but I don't want to do that all day every day. I don't have time to do that all day every day. And I suppose this leads us nicely on to a follow-on to the thing that I was talking about earlier, and that is how long and how much time it would take to max out your manifest. Okay, so I've been crunching some numbers. They're rough, but I think they're giving sort of an accurate representation of what I'm trying to put across. I'll put these numbers on the screen as well, just so you can follow what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Right, so expert pack is 500k for 1 ultra rare. That's with the pity timer in place, right? But according to the changes they've made, well, that no longer exists obviously, but the pity timer may still exist for premium packs. So if that's the case, it's now 1 million credits for 10 packs, and it guarantees 1 ultra rare item at least. That's what they're saying. So there are 140 unlocks for ultra rare weapons altogether, because there are 14 ultra rare weapons. There are 5 ultra rare characters, that's another 50 unlocks, so that's 190 ultra rares altogether. I don't know if characters and weapons are in the same pool. In Mass Effect 3 they were in different pools, but I don't know about MEA. But for the purposes of this, you know, calculations and tests, we'll say they're all in the same pool. So under the old system, the pity system for expert packs, this is what we're talking about now, you'd need 190 unlocks, so that's potentially 500,000 credits spent. This is worst case scenario. This is if you didn't get anything other than every time it was a 10th pack, because you had to rely on the pity system. So that's a potential of 95 million credits. This is if you're really unlucky, you had to wait for the 10 packs before you got anything. That's on the old system. 95 million credits to get all 190 ultra unlocks. And this is, we're not talking about unlocking the common stuff and uncommon stuff. This is just ultra rares, right? Now under the new system, assuming you buy premium packs only, you need 190 unlocks. So again, if you're really unlucky, you have to wait for the 10th pack because of the PT timer. You'd be looking at 1 ultra rare every million, therefore it's 190 million credits to max out all your ultra rares. Again, doesn't count rares, doesn't count commons, doesn't count uncommons, just ultra rares. At the moment, as it stands, you earn on average 55k per gold match if you extract. I think you lose 10% if you don't extract, so it's 50 if you don't extract. But let's assume you extract every single game, it's 55k per gold match. If you play with a good set of players, or in a team or whatever, your average time is going to be about 15 minutes. Yeah, it could be quicker, but it could also be slower depending on your objectives. So let's just say it's an average of 15 minutes per match. Now, bear with me, this is going to get some heavy numbers right now. Okay, so under the old system, with the pity timer, if you needed 95 millions for all your ultra rares, you now divide that by the 55k you get per match. That works out at 1,727 matches on gold, right? And that works out to be 431.8 hours. Let's say 432. 432 hours. This is just to max out your ultra rares, assuming you play gold every single match and average 15 minutes and extract every single time. Under the new system, you need 190 million. Again, divide that by 55k. That means you need to play 3,454 matches on gold. Again, extracting average 15 minutes and all that rest of it. That works out at 863 hours of playtime. Let's just say 864 hours of playtime to max out your manifest. We're not including any DLC they may or may not release. We're not including any other issues that may occur, disconnects, crashes, whatever, blah blah blah. But that just mind boggles those sort of numbers, right? And so it gives you an idea of how this pity time has changed the face of this game now. And some might argue that you should play the game to enjoy it. True, but I don't know if I enjoy this game enough to play 800 odd hours. Well, more than that, because I've already hit 100 hours and I've not 2 ultra rares and 100 hours of gameplay. I'm going to take a cue from Jeremy Clarkson here, so on that bombshell, I'm going to end the video. If you enjoyed the content, consider tapping that like button, I really do appreciate it. If you've got any thoughts you'd like to share me regarding the pity timer or anything else I've talked about today, let me know in the comment section below. But until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, take care, and I will see you later.